Hey Dennis, this is Kyle Bailey again with Front Burner Marketing. I sent you that video just a little bit ago. Thought I'd look over a few things. Sorry about that. Couple of very small things. Number one, I would, in my opinion, I would beef out your LinkedIn a little bit more. Basically, putting a little bit more description in to your headline profile. I would also change the picture because what stands out is these seats, and I think you could get a centered photo that would work a lot better. Your whole website just screams quality design, elegant design, and I don't think it. Even though I can tell because I know construction and remodeling, I know that's a beautiful area. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I Yeah. Uh, but I would center a good overall remodeling photo a little bit better there. Down here, it looks like obviously you're chairman of the NARI President's Council, and you may have moved out of doing remodeling uh, full time or something like that. You might be in a retired situation or something like that, or it may be that NARI is the number one thing that you do now, and maybe the remodeling is a backseat kind of deal. If that's the case, no advice. But if it isn't, I would put your remodeling at the top. The next thing is when I look at the this page here, I would have your website here instead of requesting services through LinkedIn, unless there's some reason, a really strong reason for doing that, because you're missing a valuable backlink opportunity here. That's really effective. Going to your website, I would just say this is a really large photo area. It's a lot of real estate to use up without if I can't see this picture clearly, and the way it's grayscaled, not really grayscale, but it's kind of dimmed the opacity. It's got a little uh, what are they overlay on it, which is fine, but I would reduce the size of it because I even checked on mobile, and when I look on mobile, it's pretty dominating. And to have this much happening without without any value proposition on it, that it would be my recommendation not to do it that way. And this is just on the computer. What I suspect on a phone is that this is all blank, and you really don't want that if you can avoid it. Uh, and again, you might have a really good reason for doing that that I don't know about. So I'll just leave that there. I think your biggest opportunity, number one, your site's really well done, really beautiful site. There's so much to love on this website, and I love this video that you've got here. That's really sweet. That's really cool. If you can get a high res video, I would recommend that because this is you already know this better than I do. This is a visual medium. It's a visual, um, um, experience. The customer is looking for the visual difference you're going to make for them, and so I would just recommend that. I really like how you lay out your process. That's really cool. Um, Good feature of the reviews. Now your FAQs kind of center around valuable questions, none of them bad. But what I would recommend, because it's a big factor in AI search, is to go out and source the top 10 questions that are asked in your industry. Okay. And then I would feature this a lot higher because these days, what's happening in search is it's all driven by these questions. Okay. Because it's kind of a double whammy. You get both the value of the question being asked, the actual physical in the world value, but you also get the keyword hit for it. Okay, so typical kitchen remodel for Montgomery County cost. What is a typical kitchen remodel cost in Montgomery County? That kind of thing. This one's good. Now that's a typical cost, yeah, but I would go ahead and pop Montgomery County in there because that's where you're at, right? And so you're going to get that location value. The other thing I would do is put a top questions tab up here. I would put the resources under about and put top questions. You've got room on your nav. One of the things you do well on this website is your top line nav is nice and tight. A lot of people get a navigation bar that's, across the whole website and it's too much. But you've done a really good job here. The thing I would do is put the questions at the top like that because that's what people are looking for. People are looking for the questions they can get answered. And then but right behind that, they're looking for reviews. So the second thing I would do is go ahead and put reviews in your tab. And what you can do is you can just you can take hour out of services and just put services. That'll save you a little bit of room if you're worried about room. And I like the projects being up there, but that would be the other thing. When we go into, let me see, what was I looking at? It was the headers on the home page. Okay, there we go. So in your frequently asked questions, make the question itself an H2 tag, because what's happening right now, the way that they've got this built, is you don't get any value out of this. And if you put this in an H2 tag and then go ahead and put some location things in there, you will get a lot more value out of that. This is great for home remodeling in Harleysville, Pennsylvania. If I noticed on the map that Harleysville is kind of small, if it works for you, I would do Montgomery County. If that, because what I think I saw is in your area, you've got the one Harleysville, which is where you're located, but it's really more about Montgomery County. And you know the search better than I do. I haven't done a full investigation. It's really all about how people search. Because if the county is integrated enough, in other words, if all these little towns kind of all add up to Montgomery County, then what that means is people in that area are going to search for services by Montgomery County before they search for Ambler or Ardmore or Audubon, right? So if they search Montgomery County enough, I would put Montgomery County in a lot more of your keywords, okay? And then I would optimize the page for, like this right here, I would have Montgomery County instead of Harleysville, et cetera, et cetera. And, on all your title tags and different things like that. But I would also have a dedicated page for frequently asked questions where this would link out to that. Then I would want to make sure you put this in your footer and not just in FAQs. What I would do is make a section about a section in your footer of top questions. And then I would list like the top 5. And you want these to be keyword questions, not process or things like that, but rather how much does it cost? Is $50,000 enough to budget for a kitchen remodel? These are some of the top remodeling questions that there are. And that's what I would put in your footer and put links to those articles. That way on every page, you're getting link value for those top questions. And that's a beneficial cycle. It's like plowing organic compost into it. Just continually keeps plowing that into your website, because the people are going to come to that page. You can link out to portfolio and examples from that page that answer that question, et cetera, et cetera. If any of this rings a bell, if any of it seems helpful at all, I'm happy to have a chat. If not, just hopefully you can hand this over to your team and it'll help you out. I'm actually about to produce a free guide that I would love to have your opinion on, because I can tell you really know what you're doing. So yeah, give me a shout, or if nothing else, just have a great weekend. Have a great day. We'll see you.